Alright guys, so we currently have three events all happening at the same time in Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, and on top of that we also have obviously the double rewards for domain investigation and enhancement quests as well. So some of you guys may be wondering which event should I actually focus on, and that's what today's video is going to be all about. I'm going to give you guys some guidelines in terms of which event should you actually want to focus on and farm. However, it's also important to know that a lot of my suggestions are going to be based on my own situation, and that's, for example, I'm able to clear all of the bosses in one single attempt. However, if you need two attempts in order to actually beat this boss to get off the rewards, or maybe, for example, you have more bonus characters, so for example you have Megumi or the recollections, so that you can get more rewards every single time you battle it, then you should probably take the logic that I'm going to show you guys, but then apply it to your actual rewards that you are able to farm every single time, just to make sure you whatever I'm going to say today is still going to apply to your guys' own situations, etc. Okay, so first of all, we have three events and obviously two double bonus. Domain investigation is kind of completely different matter because you only get one choice every single day and nothing to do with stamina. So this one should just be completing. If you still need some help on completing the hard or the very hard mode, there are video guides on my channel already. I'll post the link in the description below, so you can take a look and hopefully they will help you guys. Now, between the three events and the enhancement quest, first thing you want to notice that there are two story events and one map event. Now, when we actually go into the story event, one thing also up front, first of all, before you start farming anything, make sure you get all of the essential items that you want. So basically by essential, I mean, if you actually go to the story event, you want to clean up all first 7 pools first before you start farming on number 8, because number 8 is basically repeatable. However, the prizes in number 1 to 7 are so much better, so you definitely want to make sure you get everything there first before moving on to number 8. And then likewise for this map event, basically the essential items is anything which basically have a limited quantity. Make sure you get everything of those first before moving on to the one which are not limited, because once again those are the better items. The only exception is going to be this key. I don't know whether either I done the map wrong or maybe they done the calculation wrong, but basically I managed to beat all of the stages, as you can see 88 out of 88, and I still have like one key remaining, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but basically you don't have to exchange this last key unless you for whatever reason haven't managed to beat all of the map stages, etc. Okay, now anyway, my earlier point was that yes, there are two story events and one map event. However, if you actually compare the story event, even though the reward you're able to get in prize pool number 8, so that's a farmable one, are exactly the same, what you're actually going to get every single time when you beat it is different. So for example, if you actually battle this one, you're going to see that you can only get 65 tokens every single time you're able to actually beat very hard mode. That's on top of the 100, which is just for like trying the battle. But if you actually take a look at the Homesick Horizon, which is the initial event that we got, you can actually get 140 rather than 65. So actually, vast majority of the time, this is going to be much better choice for you to actually start farming. So try to go for a Homesick Horizon rather than the Megumi event. The only exception is going to be, for example, if you actually happen to pull Megumi or the recollection bit, and therefore you get much higher bonus for every single time when you clear, then maybe your token count would be slightly higher than Homesick Horizon. You probably have to do that calculation yourself, but vast majority of the time, Homesick Horizon is probably going to give you more tokens every single time you beat it. Okay, so that's basically the main differential between the two story events. Now, if we compare the story event versus the map event, basically what you realize the farmable object in map event is mainly going to be those graded items, whereas the farmable items in the story event is actually, if you take a look, there's a bit more RNG. However, you actually take a look at the prize pool, the curse object is going to be random. So basically what that means is that if you're focusing on specific items in order to power up, let's just say 1 or 2 character, and you know exactly what you're missing, then most of the time the map event is going to be slightly more useful to you than this one where it's a bit more RNG based in terms of what curse object you're going to get. However, if you're farming for other items such as the Jujutsu Crystal, the standard JP, or the training and recollection bits, then obviously you actually want to go for this story event rather than the map event. In fact, in the map event, I'm not even sure you can exchange for any of them unlimited number of times. I think the only one you can exchange is going to be the training orbs, but if you need any other item, you can't even exchange this like unlimited number of times in the map event. And that's basically going to be the biggest distinction between the two type of event. If you want graded items, you go for the map. If you want other type of resources like the JP, recollection, training, etc., you go for the story event. Okay, now the next question you'll probably be wondering is between the story event and the double bonus, which one do you actually want to go for? Now, once again, this is going to be somewhat dependent on how many times you actually need in order to beat, let's say, the very hard boss, so to actually get off the rewards, etc. I can tell you, roughly speaking, basically, I can get roughly about 62 exchanges every single time when I beat a very hard mode in one go. And that basically means if I do this twice, it will cost me 40 curse energy that I need to farm, and I can get roughly about 125 tokens in 125 times that I am able to exchange for a reward. And once again, if I need to get 40 curse energy, I basically need to do this 5 times, and that's basically going to be 25 stamina. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that I need to spend 25 stamina in order to get 125 times of exchanging price. So that basically means every single stamina, I can basically take 5 random objects from my prize pool. And that basically means if I take 10 stamina, I can get 50 random items from this pool. And 10, why do I make it up to 10 stamina? Because 10 stamina is basically the number that you need in order to beat one single stage. So now let's compare what you can actually get from by clearing one of those stage once and also double it because we have the double bonus versus what you can actually get when you are able to collect from the prize pool at random 50 times. So if we assume, let's say we are able to, by pure chance, we happen to get JP 50 times, then basically we're going to end up with 10k JP. If we're able to get Beacon Training 50 times, that's going to end up with 25k. And if we do this 50 times, then it'll be 5,000. So now remember the numbers. We have 10k JP, 25k training, and also 5k recollection. And now if we actually compare this, so let's start off with the JP. So we can get 10k JP by just beating that stage. If we happen to get 50 times of that JP reward, I know it's RNG, but let's just do a like-for-like comparison. However, if you actually farm this, even though it's double bonus, you're only going to get 9,000. So obviously, the event is going to be better. And what you will also find is that it's also the same thing for Beacon Training. For Beacon Training, we could have gotten, I believe, 25k from the event story. However, we will only be able to get 20k from the Beacon Training. And likewise for the Beacon Recollection, we could have got 5k from there. However, here we would only be able to get 1.2k. And basically, if you actually compare those numbers, what you would then realize that if you actually just want to farm JP, the story event and the double reward from enhancement quest, they're about the same. However, for Beacon Recollection and Beacon Training, you are going to be so much better off by actually farming the story event. Now, granted, what you get from the prize pool is going to be RNG. So unless you are desperately needing, let's say, just the JP or just the training or just the recollection, then yes, you may actually decide to go on and farm the double reward in the enhancement quest. However, let's be honest, everyone's going to need one of those resources at some point in their, when they're playing this game. So even though you may not be needing, let's say, the Beacon Training immediately right now, you're only trying to farm the JP, etc. Eventually, some point down the road, you're going to need Beacon Training. So to me, it's still going to be much better for you to farm this prize pool because on aggregate, every single type of resources you're going to get here, it's going to be much better efficient than you actually farm the enhancement quest, even though the enhancement quest may be a double reward. So from long-term perspective, it just seems to make much more sense to farm the story event. But obviously, if you just desperately need to level up one recollection and you just need as much of Beacon recollection as possible, then fine, maybe you can go on the enhancement quest because at least you can get that guaranteed, whereas this pool is a bit RNG. But overall, I would still highly recommend the story event. Okay, so that's going to be my recommendation on basically which event you want to farm. So just to summarize, if you are going for curse object, then try to go for the map event. If you are going for the other enhancement stuff. So for example, JP, recollection, or what's the other one? Training. Then vast majority of the time the story event is gonna be better. And unless you have Megumi or his recollection, you want it from Homesick Horizon because that one gives you more rewards every single time you beat the boss. Okay, so that's everything I want to cover in terms of this video. But at the end, let's do a bit of a summary because I have been farming and cleaned up all of the rewards in the event. So I do have 10 tickets now. And let's see whether we're actually able to get lucky. And I think I also have a 10 pool on my standard banner. So let's start off with just 10 pools here first. I still need Nobara. So let's see whether we can get lucky here. Let's just keep our company else to wait. Well, it's two new characters I'm missing, so it's not the worst thing, I guess. Obviously, I would prefer the SSR for sure. And now let's go for this. I really want Megumi, obviously. You can see I have already done some limited paid one just for 100. I'm not gonna go all out, but 100 is still much, much like a massive bargain compared to how much it costs normally. But let's do this temple first, and if needed to, I will do a single as well. Let's see. Let's actually watch the animation this time. Can we do? Oh, that's a Black Flash. That means SSR, right? Oh, let's see. Let's see. I'm really hopeful now. Okay, one SSR character as well. I like it. I like it. Okay, only one, but that's fine. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, come on. That's Nobara, right? That's Nobara. You know what? I'll take it. I need a yellow DPS. Even though I don't have Megumi, getting Nobara instead. That's gonna be massive help. I will take that. I will take that. I'm gonna skip the rest now. Overall, yeah, Nobara. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Should I do a single as well? You know what? Let's do a single. I've got Nobara. I'm happy today. I'm in a good mood. Let's do a single here as well. Okay, nothing good. Bad decision. But you know what? It's still worth it. I'm happy now. Nobara.